And that's the
Now-
disappointing when you fuck a guy for over an hour and he just go.
Did anybody recognize you from film in the industry? They did? Okay. Okay. Well, I just came in. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You are such an advocate. One thing is what I love is I love seeing a lot of the beautiful women that's in the industry as sex advocates.
And I would set up crystals on their body based off of their chakra. And the crystals, what they do is if they sit long enough, they begin to like permeate through the body. They begin to expand through the body and they create a grid.
I shot with John Q too. You know, John Q, you know, I was the first big girl, but he did his side, you know, his side. Yeah. But
I would, and I have given my last dime to people. I've given when I should have just watched. And it's not always about giving financially. It's giving your space and your time and your energy.
So that's kind of like a 50-50 answer, what I got. That wasn't really a yes or no answer.
I think I actually would, and this is of course the therapist in me, I would be asking them, like, tell me how this is celibacy for you.
So what's first there, Anna?
I shoot them just like I would be shooting a regular female. So you don't put the emphasis on that, so it makes it more consistent with the title of being transgender.
I have a good friend. She lives here in Atlanta. I met her on a porn set. She wrote a book called From Porn to the Pulpit. Now, I won't say she was like this super... Yeah, she's my best friend. She's my best friend. Her name is Danielle Williams McCord. She wrote an amazing book called From Porn to the Pulpit. She's been preaching for 10 years now, but I met her on a porn set.
In any business that you find yourself in. Because definitely for me, like, you know, creating a product to push to the consumer, and for me, everything was consumer driven. If they didn't want it, I'm not gonna make it because I knew it.
Felt like if we kept our head a little below the sagebrush, that we would just be able to keep on going without any interference or anything like that. But you know, that's
like, dude, I'm sitting in like the dressing room, like just with all the 20-year-olds and 22-year-olds, 25-year-olds. I'm like, how old are you? Oh, I'm 25. I'm like, how old are you? I'm 23. And I'm like, dude, I'm 30.
Before I leave the house, I feel like the last look. You know, this is how I feel, this is what I'm thinking, you know. Now, when I get out and interact with other people, it's going to be what it is.
Right, okay.
Yeah, bridging the gap. Nyomi Banks, the goddess. Tune in. Hey yo, Black, where we at? Elements. Got a problem? What's the issue? Ask Nyomi for advice, she will bless you. Is it sex, love, or relationships? If your spirits are down, you can get a daily uplift. Just listen every word that she speaks. Setting trends with hashtags for every day of the week. Hashtag motivational Mondays, testimonial Tuesdays. I've been listening for the last 2 days. Wet Willie or Wisdom Wednesdays. Either way, the conversation gon' be lengthy. It's not hearsay. This is her way. You know she'll keep you thirst trapping on a Thursday. 4 days down, I'll talk about the number 5 day. Never coy, she always keeps it freaky on Fridays. Spiritual on Saturdays with sessions in the morning. Still uplifting and inspiring you all in. Being the goddess that she is, she keeps you all in. Formed on soul searching Sundays, just call in. If you misinformed, come get the facts. Fortunate for you, she's looking to bridge the gap. Yes, she was a porn star, but she's more than that. She's a certified specialist teaching us how to act. By the end of the show, we'll agree to disagree, but be good to each other and ourselves and keep it sexy. Yeah. Tune in every week to Ask Nyomi. Bridging the Gap with Naomi Banks and Dog Pound Mike. Don't miss it. Tune in.
All right, all right, all right. Hey, it's your girl, the goddess Naomi Banks here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more while bridging the gap between them all and teaching the world on sex language, attitude, and spiritual uplifting. What is going on, my BTG crew? What's going on with our call, Mike?
All good, all good.
I am so excited. I'm happy that the month is ending because next month is my birthday. But also I am sad that it's ending because we had a great guest this month for our sexual health awareness month. But I had to kick it off. I had to end it off, excuse me, with this company, with this beautiful young lady. I've been watching her for quite some time, not stalking, but just watching her for quite some time. And just even hearing her story is so it's just something. It's just something. It's just something. So I know you guys have been seeing me post this all week long. OhMiBod. Yes, OhMiBod is here. The beautiful Miss Suki Dunham is in the house. But what I want to do is I want to take a quick break, and I want to come back because I want you guys to meet this beautiful young lady. Just her just being a woman in the pleasure products industry is phenomenal. And we will be right back. All right. It's your girl, the goddess Naomi Banks. We'll be right back.
Hey there, it's Naomi. I'm here to help you discover the power of self-love and achieve your goals with ease. Our Self-Love 30-Day Challenge offers a unique blend of self-help, guided meditation, and daily affirmations to help you love yourself more and live your best life. With prompts and a 30-day time limit, you will have the perfect opportunity to commit to a journey of self-love and self-discovery. Don't wait any longer to start your journey to self-love. Take the Self-Love 30-Day Challenge today and transform your life for the better. Sign up today at youtube.com/@Naomi'sWorld. The challenge begins the first of every month. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
All right, it's your girl, the goddess Naomi Banks here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. And welcome back. And I have the beautiful, the intelligent, the innovator herself, Miss Suki Dunham. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me on tonight. I'm really excited to be here. I'm feeling good and I'm excited to share and talk to your audience.
That's good. Thank you. So let me tell you about how we do it here at Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap. So we gonna talk about your business and everything that you got to offer, but we also gonna deep down a little. We want to know what's the essence. Suki. So we get into that. You know, the BTG crew, they love that. This is really all about building a gap between all different cultures and all different lifestyles. So we can just come to understand each other. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, me coming from the adult realm of it all, now being retired, but now using the platform to be able to do that. So once again, I thank you and Brian for just coming on this platform and blessing us today with this. And I'm excited because let me tell you something. That one of those toys in Western America, it made me a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money. Like it really did. And I am just so excited to have you on. So let me do this. I just want you just to tell us a little bit about yourself in the beginning. Like, who is Suki Dunham?
Suki Dunham is, I would say, kind of still feel like a kid at heart, or at least, somebody in their 20s, and I'm far from that now. But I feel like there's just still so much to learn and experience. I am an adventure seeker. I like to try new things, kind of how I ended up in the sex toy business in the first place. And yeah, I like to challenge myself, and yeah, that's kind of who I am. I'm a mom. I have two now grown kids, and a husband and a partner that we've celebrated now like 36 years together. So,
Beautiful.
longtime partner.
Congratulations. Beautiful. All right. So now you're into this industry. How did Oh My Bod? How did that come up? Because when you think, oh my God, it's Oh My Bod. So such, the opposite of. Please enlighten us. Tell us how did this come about?
Well, we kind of joke sometimes that we kind of just fell into it a little bit, but basically, my husband and I run this company together, and we were both corporate kids, corporate America kids. So I actually got my start in my career in tech, in product marketing, but in the tech industry. And I had the privilege to spend 10 years, nearly a decade at Apple, working in worldwide product marketing. And I learned so much there. And I love the environment and my colleagues. But life brought me on a different path because I started my family and I wanted more time for that. So I ended up leaving Apple to be a stay-at-home mom for about 5 years until our daughter was of school age and was in school. And then it was like, okay, what's next for me, career-wise? What do I want? And my husband Brian gave me a gift for Christmas. He gave me my first vibrator. I was 35, by the way, when I got one, and an iPod. And I found that he was traveling a lot. He was traveling for work. He was still in his kind of corporate role, and he was traveling to China. And I found that I was kind of like the full-time mom doing everything 24/7. And so in the evening, when I wanted to wind down after all the hard work of taking care of children had been done and they were tucked in their beds, how do I get sexy from there? And so I used my iPod and the music to set my head and my mind space and my being in a different place. And so Brian and I were talking to one another on a telephone call when he was away. And I was like, I'm using these two things together. Maybe we should put these two items together. And that's kind of how the idea of our first music driven vibrator came about. It was really out of personal experience, and we didn't know anything at all about the industry. So, yeah, it was just kind of a funny tale.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Those long nights, those long distance relationship, and yeah, that's good. So
Mhm.
now after that, so what's the next thing after that? So once you have that and you've done that, um, how did you connect with Apple? How did that? I want to know. I'm in the room now with you, so I want to know what was that conversation like. I am that fly on that wall. As one of your old employees, you go in there and you tell them about this idea. How did that go?
Well, I wasn't at Apple at the time, so this is after that. So this
Right,
is
that's what
us
it was an
trying to
old.
figure it out, right? What we were going to do next. And so the cool thing is, I think, about any partnership, whether it's the person you're in love with, the person you work with, or the person that are both of those things, like my husband is, um, you know, we needed to figure out how to do it. And I think that's the thing about entrepreneurs. You just kind of have to give it a go. And we found a factory to make some samples for us. And they were actually really ugly. They functioned correctly, right? Because that's the first thing you want to make sure is that the music is syncing up to the vibrations. And, it isn't like somebody's talking and the words are coming out at a different point in time. It's kind of the same with a music driven vibrator, right? You want it vibing to the music at the right pace. So anyway, so we did that, and we kind of just kicked the idea around for about 2 years. We would talk to friends about it. Some people thought we were crazy. Obviously, we were living in a small town, So we were also very aware of the fact that if we do this business, we want to make sure it didn't affect our children. It's weird to even have to say that, but I'm sure you know that, being where you also came from. So we had to kind of juggle that, but we had our first couple of samples. We brought them to a trade show. We were just walking the floor. We had them in a bag, and we happened to stumble upon and meet somebody from the press. It was a woman by the name of Regina Lynn, who happened to write for Wired magazine. And we showed her our little invention, and she thought it was totally cool and different and new. And yeah, and that was kind of the birth of OhMiBod. We had ordered our first products, and Regina wrote about us, and that kind of lit the fire. So
Wow. Wow. So the name Oh My God, where did that come? Is that like oh my I mean, like I know oh my God, but like what made you and your husband think of that name?
well, we
Well,
had some marketing partners that obviously also helped us brainstorm on that. But the idea was, when we launched, there was the phenomenon of the iPod. It was just starting to take hold. 1,000 songs in your pocket. I worked at Apple. I was there right at the tail end when we had launched, or they had launched, the first iPod. And so, this idea of a digital lifestyle and all of those things that we got from the iPod, right, was just starting to happen. So at first, our name was actually Oh My Pod. And we did get into some little trouble with Apple. They weren't quite happy about that. So we had to pivot. And actually, the pivot in the end, I think, was great, because it's really about your body and not about the iPod, of course, now. So yeah, so that's how we got our start. We like the fun playfulness of it. I mean, that was also part of our mission, as a brand, was to make the pleasure product space, the sex toy space, something that was approachable and fun, and not, just kind of try to tear down those stigmas and melt those stigmas away that came with this industry.
Yeah. So what was like the biggest challenge for you to face starting your own pleasure company? And how did you overcome them? So I heard you say about the children, and I know that firsthand on that, but what other obstacles or that you had to go through during that
Oh
time?
man, there's so many. I'm sure you're aware, like in the adult industry in general, we just have so many more hurdles than a regular business. We, from getting funding when you want to, like, to fund our business, the SBA, the Small Business Association, they do not give loans to what they term purient businesses. And I actually had to look that term up when we first came into contact with it. But it means anything that is kind of inciting lust or lustful behavior, which was, it's just crazy to think about, because you think about, well, are they not going to fund a lingerie store? And we all know that the massive industry around erectile dysfunction, right? We see those ads all the time, prime time. But God forbid anybody say anything about some pleasure, especially when it's related to female pleasure. So, you know.
Yes. Yes. Another question. Okay, so I'm going to go a little personal, just a little bit, just a little bit. I'm going to mix
Of
it up,
course.
mix it up some, mix it up some. All right, for you, being in this industry, being, because now you are somewhat in the adult industry more, on a tech side of it. For you, what has been the most revealing thing about you that you've learned?
About myself?
Yes.
Huh. That's interesting. I think that, uh, well, when you, I guess, compare yourself to others in your industry, I would say, I guess, I'm a little bit more, conservative, I guess is the right word to say it, right? Like, even though I'm out there and I'm talking about sex all the time and orgasms and vulvas and all this stuff, at the same time, sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, am I vanilla? So that's kind of like, because you go to your first trade show in this industry, and you know there's just so many different products out there, stuff that I never even knew existed. Right, here I am, like, creating my little music vibrator, and then there's all these other products that I personally didn't really know about. And it's funny now because I don't think twice about it, but when somebody new comes with me to, like, a trade show that has never been, their eyes are like this big. And then you realize, okay, maybe I'm not as square or whatever that I think I might be. Like,
Mhm.
I'm pretty chill. So I go with the flow.
Yeah, I've been guilty of that. Even though I've been, like they say, I dived head in first into the industry. I was a little older. I was 30 years old, like 31 when I joined the industry. But just to see some of the things, I guess I was a little bit vanilla versus everybody else because I was older. You know what I'm saying? Once you older, a lot of things, you kind of more conservative, but still out there. But as they say, what they say is it a lady in the streets in a freak in the bed, or a freak in the streets in a lady in the bed?
That's it. That's
That
pretty much it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. And then when you know that it's your business, like that's your business, and this is, and I use, Naomi Banks as that's a business for me, and I treat it as such, and I am vanilla when it comes to that, but I'm very sexual and very open with my sexuality, but still there is still a level of I don't know, I guess I say of class with it for me. I don't know. I guess I just keep it sexy all the time. That's what I say. Always
Yeah.
sexy.
What did you find out about yourself, Naomi?
That I was really freaky and did not know it. Like I did not like really.
That there were things that turned you on that you didn't know yet? Is that
Like
what you mean?
exactly. Yeah, that I did
Yeah.
not know yet. I learned about myself sexually and spiritually when I got into the industry. And I know that is surprising when I say that, but you do. For me,
Mhm.
I didn't go to church when I was in the industry, and I was in the industry for about a good 9, 10 years. And so during that time, I did not go unless it was a funeral or a wedding. But I knew that I've always still prayed. I always stayed, connected, and I always had this belief and this faith in and kept it. And then with my sexuality, it just grew so much more, and I learned so much more about things, for myself as a woman. That where I can be with somebody and explain to them what it is that turns me on, rather than just sitting there and ooh ah and ain't really feeling nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm. I know what you're saying.
And not being ashamed of it. That's something that we've been taught to be ashamed of, the very thing that is helps create and bring us into this world. And so my thing is to not only educate people on just of us being, but also on our sexual being. Find out about your line. What is it that turns a woman on there? What toys can be used. We have both men and women in couples in that listen. And sometimes you can go and find those things that can help enhance your relationship when sometimes it does get at a stall. Sometimes you have
Mhm.
something else into the bedroom. And being in the industry, that allowed me to open my mind to that and understand that I was one of the ones on film coming into someone else's bedroom to enhance their relationship as well. So yeah,
Mhm.
that was a lot, wasn't it?
It's interesting. I think about, I grew up, I was raised Catholic, going to church every Sunday, all the sacraments, all of that sort of thing. And I kind of, when you talk about spirituality, are you talking about religion for yourself, or are you kind of like, you're just talking about your connection to God, your higher being, that
That's it.
uh,
Yeah, that's it. For me,
mhm,
once you put religion is, it puts a structure and a control thing on it, and it doesn't allow you to be in connection to your higher self. It doesn't.
mhm.
It doesn't
Yeah.
allow you to connect in that way. Um, we've been taught to serve. God outside of our body, which God is within us. And that
Mm,
is what is missing in our life. You understand what I'm
mm.
saying?
I
Yeah.
do.
So,
I
yeah.
do understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always tried to figure out when some people say that I just want to clarify what it is, because to me, kind of, I wonder how people, not rectify is kind of the wrong word, but like make that how they can connect to themselves sexually and really learn about themselves in a deep way and have that religious piece. I'm sure people do it, but I it's just hard for me to kind of put those two pieces together.
For me, because and I know this is hard. I did a conference, a little conference back in January during ABM weekend, and it was healing through spirituality and sexuality. And people was
Mhm.
like, "How can that seems like two total opposite, of the spectrum?" And it's like, no, it is not. Our soul is created through our spirituality and our sexuality. You understand what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
if you are educated in them both, educated really in them both, they can just come together in balance and be so harmonious together. You understand what I'm saying? And when you think about when you start putting labels and certain things on certain things, then that's where the dysfunction, that's where all of those things come from that make it to where it's shameful. You understand what I'm saying? But it's not only the healing through the sexuality, it's also healing through the spirituality. Because a lot of people are what we call church hurt. Church
Mhm.
hurt. Yeah, as we call it, church hurt, to
Mhm.
where they are not accepted for who they are.
Mm.
Um, that a lot of times there is no empathy and no compassion within that, understanding that we are not perfect human beings, that we are flawed in some way. We were born into a broken world, and we all just really trying to figure out how can we heal those broken parts, and it all
Mhm.
goes hand in hand with each other, especially when you're able to be educated and understand what it is. Yeah, understand what it is. Yeah. But
I
can we do this? We're gonna take another break and then we're gonna come back because I got some more questions for you. I
Okay.
do. I got some more questions for you. All right.
I'm ready.
All right. It's your girl, the goddess Nami Banks here, and we will be right back.
Hey, my sexy people, it's your girl, the goddess Naomi Banks. And I finally did it. I've written my first book. Well, actually, it's a living journal. It's called Good Morning, My Sexy People, where I share my stories in different posts, but help a healing workbook for you. So it's 90 days to kick off your healing living journey. Pre-purchase now. Go to AskNyomi.com and hit shop. Listen. Hey, it's your girl, the goddess Naomi Banks. And guess what? OhMiBod is giving us a surprise. They are gifting us 20% off on any purchases at their lovelife.com website. The complete website, all you have to do is write the code down, Ask Nyomi. Ask Nyomi. But hurry up, because the offer ends on October 1st. Enjoy.
All right, it's your girl, the goddess Nami Banks here on Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. And we here with the beautiful Miss Suki Dunham. How are you, baby?
I'm great. I'm great tonight. I'm feeling it.
I'm glad, and I love the glasses. I love the glasses. It is
Thank
just
you.
too cute, too cute. All right, so before the break, we talked a little bit about spirituality and sexuality, but now I want to go back into the biz. I want to go back into I oh my God, as well as love life. So love life is more up to where you have an array of toys. So if you can explain exactly what you offer there.
Sure.
Sure.
So
So
basically, lovelifetoys.com. And I think you mentioned earlier that we have a great coupon code going for your audience, so 20% off. But lovelifetoys.com is actually our e-commerce platform, our store. So that's where people go to shop. A few years back, we launched a line of products called our Love Life Collection. Those items are actually, for the most part, not tech enabled. So they're kind of more of your kind of standard vibrator that you might expect. And the idea behind that line was to offer quality, really high quality products at an affordable price. Because when we were launching that line, there were a ton of products like above $100 and a lot of products below 40, but there wasn't really anything that sat in the mid range that was rechargeable and silicone and all those beautiful things that you would expect in a high quality product, but at an affordable price. So that's how Love Life got its start. And we decided to name our web store Love Life Toys just because easy to remember, easy to spell, and also really, again, hitting on this idea of making these things approachable, right? That people are like, this is for your love life, loving yourself, loving your partner. That's what it's all about. It's, it doesn't need to be anything other than that.
Yeah, yeah. And I love pink is my favorite color, so I'm loving all of the pink and stuff like that. It makes yes, I love that. All right. As an entrepreneur in the pleasure industry, how do you navigate the stigma surrounding sexual wellness and promote open conversation?
I guess we do that by what we do, right? We've been at this for 17 years now. I think on our website, we have our mission statement that we wrote way back then, and we still kind of follow that today, which is to make the first socially acceptable vibrator. That was like our goal back then. That was at a time when we launched OhMiBod, there were only a few companies out there that were really creating approachable items that anybody would feel comfortable picking up off the shelf. So yeah, so that's really, what we're all about, and we've been doing it by supporting different organizations over time. I speak in different conferences, and then, just trying to enlighten. We did a couple of years back, or was it last year? I'm sorry, I don't remember, but we did this cool love language contest where we asked people to submit poetry, any type of poetry, and that really where they could share what they thought intimacy was, what kind of the definition was, whether it was a fun poem or something heavy or whatever it was, very creative. And we got a lot of submissions, and so that was fun. So all of these little tiny pieces kind of add up and hopefully play a role in kind of erasing the stigmas that have uh, been carried around for a while in this industry.
Nice. So, are there any specific milestones or achievements for Oh My Bod that you are particularly proud of? And could you share any highlights or your journey?
Oh, I have so many. Um, there's one that's from a really long time ago, but I kind of keep it here in my heart because it reminds me to continue to do what we do. Way back when we first launched our music driven vibrator, we had a customer that wrote to us, and he was an aging customer. I think he wrote his age in the letter to us. Maybe he was like 68 or 70, and he shared with us that his wife had had her first orgasm and what a difference that made in her life and in their life. And it even makes me teary-eyed today to talk about it because that's pretty cool when you can have that impact, or your product can have that impact on somebody's life. So that's one. I had another customer story that I love and hold too, because it had to do with the music aspect of our products. This couple had written to us telling us that Oh My Bod had done its job before it was even taken out of the box, because the couple had spent the afternoon crafting the playlist that they were going to use with this product. So they had this whole afternoon of intimacy and sexiness and talking and communicating about what songs were going to feel good, and and that was pretty amazing. And then from a businessy perspective, OhMiBod started, we started exhibiting at CES, the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, which I'm sure many people know about. It's where your LGs of the world and Samsung and Audi and Mercedes and just everybody is releasing their new tech there and showing everybody what they have going on. And we wanted to be there. We had a pleasure product that was connected to an app, and we felt like we needed to be there. And so we submitted our application for a booth. And of course, at first, we were rejected. And we had to advocate for ourselves and write down all the reasons why we deserved to be there. And we were juried in, they allowed us to be there. And we then appeared there for 10 years in a row. And one of those years, we won Best of Show in digital health and fitness for a product that's called Love Life Crush, which is a smart Kegel exerciser. So it can be used as a sex toy, but it's also a smart Kegel exerciser. So that was really cool because that was an award outside of our industry. And we were up against the Fitbit Blaze at the time, which was a Fitbit product, and the Why Things thermometer. And so it just felt like that's cool. And I felt like it wasn't just a win for OhMiBod, but it was a win for our industry, that something in the sexual health space was being recognized. So that's a big one to me.
Yeah, that is. I love that. I love you. Do you have any questions, Dr. Mike, before I finish up on mine?
Yeah, as we talk about it, I want to ask you how many of your customers are men and women, because it is a stigma about men buying pleasure, pleasure things that's for women, because most men got these big egos like, you don't need no toy. I can take care of that, but I know myself,
Yeah.
I can't compete with no machine.
Well, I think the idea, Mike, is that you're not supposed to be competing with it. You're using it in tandem with all your other qualities.
I do that now. Now I do. But before it was a competition that I was losing.
It's kind of funny. In general, in our industry, men buy about 50% of the toys. In fact, like my first toy, my husband bought for me. So I think it's interesting. I think it's also, I think demographics definitely play a role in this. It's different for different demographics.
Yeah,
I know, having been in this industry for a long time and everything, that definitely the African American community is different than the white community in this respect. So I think there's, the Latino community is different. Asian community. I mean, yeah, it's very different how different groups of people view toys and in their role in the bedroom or not.
yeah. In your opinion, in your perception of the pleasure, how has it changed over the years for you?
Um, it's definitely, I feel like, opening up. I think definitely in the last 5 years, I would say that more. So we've seen a lot of different celebrities enter the space. I'm involved with a celebrity in the space. And I think that that's, raised the game a little bit. It's given people that follow these celebrities, the celebrities give them permission to explore, to say this is totally cool. For those people that might not know, I'm part of Bedroom Kandi as well. So Kandi Burris, one of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, is my business partner. Kandi is really, it's her brand, and all the wonderful things that come out of it. And I play kind of a background role in that brand. But people like Kandi talking about sex and making it okay really changes the landscape for a younger generation. Another big celebrity that's entered the space recently is Gwyneth Paltrow. She's talking about masturbation all the time. And so when you have that type of following, you can really have an impact on how people think about their bodies and self-pleasure and toys and all those things.
Nice. Mike, was you gonna say something?
Oh no, just listen
I
to the
just
name.
yeah, you heard that Candy Bird, and you was like, ooh,
Yeah.
right there. All right, so we're gonna go a little personal, just a little bit, just like throughout your life journey, which chapter can you say needed the most healing?
Mm. Oh, needed the most healing. I would say it's when my kids in their younger ages. That's a just in general. That's a tough. There's a lot of stuff that you are dealing with during that time period. It's intense, especially when you're running a business and trying to keep all the other things in play. It's kind of yeah, I was listening to I was looking on on Instagram, and I get served up all these comedians, and this woman was talking about how um, you know everybody told you if you were I'm a Gen Xer, if you're a Gen Xer, you can have it all. And it's like, you don't want it all. Like, and having it all is just like crazy. It makes you nuts. And that's, yeah, I feel like that was it didn't create a lot of personal time for myself. You don't have it in general when
Right.
your kids are little and you're running a company and doing what you do. Um, so yeah, I think I would have been maybe a little gentler with myself and less um just less harsh on myself. I have very high expectations of myself, so
Yeah. So let me ask you this question: what is the essence of Suki?
the essence. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure how to answer that. I would say, the essence of Suki. I can think of words that I say define me: loyalty, 100%, family, 100%. Like, yeah, very old school in that regard. Family first. We even at work we always say that to employees when they're having a tough time. It's like family first. Go for it. Go do what
Yeah.
you need to do. You know. So family first, loyalty, and I think the adventure side. If you ever have the opportunity to meet my husband, he and I are, we're kind of the yin and yang of each other,
Mhm.
and he's the one that ensures that I keep the adventure in my life, and I'm feel gratitude and am thankful for that all the time. I'm actually doing this podcast here from a sailboat. So about several years ago, we became empty nesters and sold the house we had raised our kids in and moved onto our sailboat to
Oh,
live
nice.
for a year. So that's a lot right there of my husband and just trying new things. That's what we do. And sometimes I think I go into those things kicking and screaming, so to speak. But then in the end, I'm like, man, I'm so happy I did that.
It's like a whole new experience. It's like as you get older, and especially having kids in a family, you become this person who you wasn't before you had kids and married. So
Yeah.
now, as they are gone now it's a new you and a new him, and now you both of you guys can experience it together.
Yeah.
Something new. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's we're in the process of figuring that out. It's what it looks like. It's such a different feeling, like you asked me about kind of the most challenging time in my life, and now you're like back to the way it was almost when you were 20, and that you get up on a Saturday, you're like, wonder what I'm going to do today, because you don't have to run somebody to soccer practice or ballet or whatever the thing is. You're just like free again, and then it's like redefining what that looks like for you. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay, here's another question. If you can name your chapter of your life right now, what would the title of that chapter be?
Oh man. Um hmm. The thing that came first to my mind was the idea of the new Suki. And I don't even know necessarily what that means yet, but I'm trying to figure it out. I think it's also like comes sometimes when people hit that 50 mark, which is I'm past the 50 mark now, where it's like, who do I want to be? Without any constraints, you don't now it's just like I am who I am, and to be really free in that.
Yeah, it's like a new book. I turned 50 last year and I closed that book. And so my last post that I post on my Facebook page with my family, I had said, thank you for all who has been the characters and has been within the stories of my chapters in that last book. Now, I don't know if all of you all will be in this new book, but I thank you all. So it's like for me, this is a whole new book for
Yeah.
me. And even when I
Mhm.
look at you and I see it, I see a whole newness. I see a whole new like, who is this Suki now? Who is this? And so finding out who you are, the definition of who you are, and taking even the essence descriptions that you have and placing that in that book from now on, from the rest of your life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready to expand. I mean, I have like this list of things that I want to do, and hopefully I will do all those things.
You're trying to. Don't
Things
feel you
else.
gotta do 'em. You gotta do them.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
you gotta do them.
I have this I've been carrying this with me, and it's time for me to do it. A bucket list item. I don't know why I want to do it either, but I just want to, and I've wanted to do it for a while. I want to whitewater raft down the Colorado River for 3 weeks. And I want to do it for 3 weeks because that's a really long time, and you'd be really disconnected and connected to the earth and the water and the people that are right there at that point in time. I really want to do it with my husband and my kids. That's my goal. And I hope that, you know, I'll be able to convince everybody. They're like, "Mom, 3 weeks is a long time. Do you think you want to just start with like?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, the people that go there for 3 weeks they're there to be there, and they're not there for the Instagram posting and the whatever. They're there because I want to be there, and that's what I want to do.
Okay, now this is we're going back into OhMiBod. For you, being that you are CEO, innovator, for pleasure products, for you, how important is for the world to know for you to educate them on sexual health awareness?
Oh man, I mean, I feel like, I do that every day, just even in everyday conversations. It's funny, like I'll take an Uber somewhere and somebody ultimately will say, "Well, what do you do?" And sometimes I would, his, in the past, sometimes I would tell them, sometimes I wouldn't. I just say, whatever. I make bath and body products, which is true. I also do that. But now I tell them what I do and try to educate every single time with every little conversation and very small conversations. It's just like what Mike was saying, about like competing with the vibrator. That's that's a very common response from a man when I'm in the Uber and I tell the Uber driver who's a man that what I do, and he's like, oh, whatever. And it's this continuing educational process with whomever I talk to. Or when we were doing CES, you'd have these people that would come up to the booth, and it was really odd. You've probably experienced this. People that talk to you in a weird way just because of what you do. It's like, I don't know, you're lesser, or I don't know, or they, even though it was like a professional setting, they were talking to you in this really weird way. And I would just always call those people out. And because what it is their lack of education, right? And so I would try to re-educate them on who we are and what we do.
So what new products y'all got coming out? Anything that I need to go get, or you know?
Well, one of the products that we just launched that I'm super excited about is called Foxy. And Foxy is a wearable panty vibe. And when we were designing it, I wanted it to be extremely comfortable. When we take a look at products and design products, um, we had a panty vibe, so we obviously wanted to improve that. But I'll oftentimes will go and look at customer reviews. Well, of course, I have our own customer feedback, but I look at customer reviews and the things that they don't like about products that are similar. I'm like, okay, I need to solve that problem. I need to solve that problem. And that will create a good product, you know? And so, one of the things with panty vibes that you hear all the time is that they're uncomfortable. So, my job in creating this particular design was to make sure it was extremely comfortable. So we have this kind of liquid silicone that's kind of cushioned. So it's almost like a little pillow of silicone on the product, which makes it really soft against the body. We also designed it so that it's a little bit longer so that it can accommodate more body types. I think one of the challenges in being a toy designer is that sometimes a toy can work for somebody's bodies but not others, right? So really wanted to make sure that we were being more inclusive to really accommodate a lot of different body types. And yeah, and it's got some perineum ticklers on it, so that's also cool. So, and that works with our app. And we just launched it this month. So it's brand new. And then next month, we have our first Bluetooth enabled nipple clamps. So it will be a beautiful necklace with nipple clamps that are app connected. So literally you can vibe to your music. Your partner can control it. If you're in LA and your partner's in New York, you can control it remotely and all that fun stuff.
You know, so when you just talked about the panties, was it last season? Last season on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, was that she was doing a demo for that then? Were you guys testing it out at that time?
That is a product that Bedroom Candy has called Groove, and Groove is pretty amazing. Groove is a remote control panty vibe, but the remote has kind of a mic in it, so it will pick up ambient sound and vibrate. So, yeah. So, as an example, we had an event in Atlanta a few weeks ago for Bedroom Candy. It was called the Social Affair and Pleasure Expo. It was really amazing. And Candy was actually singing into it, and it was vibrating to Candy's voice, which was pretty dope. So, yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice.
Mhm.
Well, I can't wait about the panties. That sounds good. And just even knowing that the silicone is more in the crotch area right there for the one.
Yes.
So for that, do you have any that's in I want to a plus size like a BBL, a BBW? Oh my God, if I said BBL.
Well, these don't come with panties. So what's really cool about them is they have a magnet on them, so you can put them in any panty. So it really makes it an inclusive solution. Because that's always a challenge when you're doing panty vibes, is to basically be able to accommodate everybody. And so that's the solution.
Nice, nice. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to take a quick break, and I want to know if we have a little bit more of your time. I want to see if I'm opening up the phone lines, and if anybody have any questions. Are you good with that?
Of course, yeah.
All right. All right, it's your girl, D Goddess Naomi Banks here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap. We are opening up the phone lines. Give us a call at 626-605-2756. That's 626-605-2756. And if you want to talk to Miss Suki Dunham, CEO and owner of OhMiBod, give us a call right now. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back. It's your girl, D Goddess Naomi Banks here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast.
Hey there, it's Naomi. I'm here to help you discover the power of self-love and achieve your goals with ease. Our Self-Love 30-Day Challenge offers a unique blend of self-help, guided meditation, and daily affirmations to help you love yourself more and live your best life. With prompts and a 30-day time limit, you will have the perfect opportunity to commit to a journey of self-love and self-discovery. Don't wait any longer to start your journey to self-love. Take the Self-Love 30-Day Challenge today and transform your life for the better. Sign up today at youtube.com/@Naomi'sWorld. The challenge begins the first of every month. Don't forget to like. Hey, it's your girl, the Goddess Naomi Banks. And guess what? OhMiBod is giving us a surprise. They are gifting us 20% off on any purchases at their lovelife.com website. The complete website, all you have to do is write the code down, Ask Nyomi. Ask Nyomi. But hurry up, because the offer ends on October 1st. Enjoy.
All right, welcome back. It's your girl, the Goddess Naomi Banks here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. I am with the owner and CEO of OhMiBod, Miss Suki Dunham. Thank you so much. Truly, this has been a great interview. The conversation has been really good. It has. Are you
I've
enjoying
really
it?
enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it, and you've stumped me, I have to say. A lot of the interviews that I go on, obviously people are talking to me about business, and that's easy, but you've asked some really good hard questions, some things for me to think about.
Yeah, you know, it's for me. It's I'm in the middle of it. Actually, it's the end of. We got 2 more days left. 2 more days left of the first 30-day self-love, practicing self-love challenge. And it has been really, really good with the group of people that I've been doing it with. And so I opted to do it every month and just, put it on my YouTube channel, so people
Mhm.
can really um, do the healing within themselves, but also for us to build the faith within ourselves. That's the biggest thing,
Mhm.
is that we, like I said before, we've always learned to have faith in something else, like
Mhm.
faith in God and faith in this and faith in that, but we never have faith in ourselves. When we do a prayer and we pray God for God to show us something or send us something, and He shows us exactly what it is that we're supposed to have. But in one moment we think, well, I can't do that. We start to second guess ourselves, even though
Mhm.
the things that God has shown us to what it is that we're supposed to do, but still, we don't have faith in ourselves to even do the very thing that He's shown us that we prayed for. You understand? And so within the practicing self love is for that. It's for you to not only get deeper in with that, but also to appreciate yourself and have empathy and compassion. Self acceptance.
Mhm.
It's so many different things that comes with that whole challenge thing. For me, knowing I've been retired for almost 10 years actually 10 years out of the industry, performing, but I've always
Mhm.
been connected to it, whether it's been through my podcast or, radio show or whatever. But the one thing is it was hard leaving that industry and finding out who I am. Do
Mm.
you understand what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so that whole journey, seriously, when I retired, I was like, okay, how can I redefine on who I am in this world? Because I can never be Amanda ever again, because no one, I go out and they see, this is who they see, Naomi. And so how
Mhm.
can I make that work for me and still be my authentic self and live in my truth? And that's the thing with self-love, is being able to be authentically you and living in your truth regardless of what it is, and not being or having no one else to be able to validate you. So yeah, that's with the self-love. Yeah. Mhm.
That's amazing. Did you how did you get there? What like what was your path to that kind of self-awareness to then to start work on those pieces of yourself?
You know, it's like it's always been there, but I always felt that I wasn't worthy of healing. Does that make sense? That was, yeah, that I wasn't worthy of healing, and it had to take that. I had a baby 11 years ago. That's what actually, geared me out of the industry. And I remember, and I could tell this story over and over again because it's so profound. Is when I used to go to set, I used to pray all the time to make sure, this is where I'm at. And I was always tell God, when is the sign for me to leave this industry, please let me know. And I saw that the industry was me being pregnant with my baby girl. And I was on bed rest the whole entire time, so I could not walk. I had like
Mm.
crawled to the bathroom, like literally. It was horrible.
Oh.
And through that moment, it give nothing but to think, to sit and think, to read, think about everything.
Mhm.
And then from there on, I went in a closet. I had my prayer list, my forgiveness list, all of those lists of things. And I even got rebaptized all over again. And for me, I found out that, people would tend to want to say the adult industry is the thing that harmed me the most. And it's like, no, it's real life. It's even before I got into the industry, from the relationships that you have, from even the relationships that you have with your parents, with your family members, how people use words, don't know how to use words, but words are magic. Instead of them using them, impeccably, they don't. They use it to, trash you down. There's a book that I read, and I talk about this book all the time. It's called The Four Agreements. Beautiful book. I've read it at least 3 or 4 times. I'll probably read it again this weekend. But for this one, it truly taught me a lot of things about how to communicate with other people, how to be responsible and be accountable for the words that I say also when speaking to others. And where that comes from, that comes because I know that through my healing, I'm gonna be forever healing. We're gonna be forever healing. But the thing is that we're better today than we was yesterday, that we have to appreciate what we've been through in life and know there's a purpose on why we went there, through life. We all been put on this earth for a purpose. Everyone been put on this earth for a purpose. The thing is figuring out that purpose is. And not only that, but forgiving yourself for the choices that you made in life. And that's what I had to do, was to truly forgive myself for me and not think about anybody else. So
Mhm.
that's yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Lots to think about.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we do have a caller on the line. We do have a
All
caller on
right.
the line. All right. Ask
Hello
Naomi.
again, my beloved. Hello again, my beloved Naomi Banks.
Well, hi, Mr.
Look,
Joseph.
you're looking beautiful tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you have a question for Miss
And
Suki?
welcome Suki to Naomi's world. I'm gonna try and say this that hopefully not embarrass you or any men listening. I don't know if they asked you this question, but do you have anything that could like make a man's tallywinker, penis, sexual organ located in a lower dominant area, or dick large? I'm just asking.
Well, we do have essentially penis rings, which, if you're familiar with that kind of toy, it constricts the blood flow in the penis, so it allows the penis to stay hard. And also, once there is a release of that, it can help to, let's say, make an orgasm more powerful. So um, we do have penis rings. Yeah, we actually have a Bluetooth penis ring, so you can use it with a partner. So again, this idea of listening to music. We all, or a lot of us, will listen to music while we're having sex, right? Being intimate. And so the idea is that this ring will be vibrating to that music.
You and Naomi uncomfortable. I'm just.
Wait, no, say that again. Say that again, Joe. I'm sorry. Say that again.
I said I hope this didn't make you, Naomi, or Suki uncomfortable. I just want to ask because I see these advertisements from other sites like one penis enlargement gummies or some other device that the men put on that end up massaging it or something.
Right. So can I ask you this, and I hope that you don't do you yourself, have you tried any of those products?
No, not.
Have you thought about it?
Maybe.
Don't get shot, Joseph. I'm gonna get me some rings. You know, as we men get older, we need all the help we can get.
That's true. That's true. Well, thank you, Joseph. Thank you so much, honey. All right. You have a good one.
Thanks, Joseph.
All right. Bye-bye.
You're
All right.
welcome.
It's your girl, D Goddess Naomi Banks, here on Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. We are here with the beautiful Miss Suki Dunham. Just she's speaking about her I'm about to say her podcast. Oh my God. She's speaking about her company, OhMiBod. It's a pleasure products that she has a line of them. Great things. Like she said before, she's giving us a 20%. Anybody that do asknaomi.com. From today until October 1st, you will get 20% off site wide. So you guys go check it out. Go see everything that she has there. Some pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. When I say pretty cool stuff. So let me ask you this one last question for you. If you can tell a couple and you say, this will save your relationship, which one of your beautiful, amazing toys can help out with that relationship?
You know, to be honest, I'd tell them that communication is what's going to save their relationship, right? I mean, in the end, that's what it's about, right? Product wise, I'd say it's really about just, I would say it would be about them talking to one another and figuring out what products excite them both or turns one on or the other on, or hopefully both of them. But that's really, I know that's kind of like a weird kind of cop out type of answer, but I mean, we make some pretty cool products, but in the end, the people that use them need to be able to communicate, like you've been talking about all evening, right? Communicate their likes and their dislikes and really know themselves. So, that's really what it's all about.
Okay. Oh, okay. I did have another question. Did you have another question, Dr. Palmer? I saw you waving. We're going to take this call?
No, we're not going to take
Okay, we're not going to take this last call. So what I'm going to do is I want you to say your last words before we see you all. So for Suki, Miss Suki Dunham, for OhMiBod, and for Love Life, what is your last words to speak?
I just wish people a beautiful life, and I wish them the peace of, or I wish them the space to be able to really understand what they want, what they desire, and what makes them happy. And I think if everybody was doing that, there would be, we'd be maybe perhaps in a lot happier world. And I would also just like to thank you, as this has been an absolute phenomenal time. I've really enjoyed my time with you. I feel like I'm sitting here with an old friend. It's awesome. I'm gonna have to like call you, and we're just gonna have to hop on a Zoom and have a coffee or something. I don't know. You can be my accountability buddy for what the new Suki looks like.
Like I said, I've been watching her from afar for some years. Just been like, wow. Like I love how you all work. I just love seeing things. Like I've watched Brian. Your publicist. I've watched him just grow and so amazing in so many ways, and I just watch you through the industry, just seeing you at some of the conventions, walking past you all booths,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
I think even at one of the first trade shows, I saw you guys walking around with your bags, and so
Mhm.
just to see how you have grown has been amazing. And then when I found out that you was partners with Kandi, I didn't know that.
Mm.
That's amazing to have just put it on another platform that's mainstream to bring it to where it's a more of awareness, but also educating it more. And I love
Oh,
that that's something that's what they're doing. Yeah.
bedroom candy was another blessing. I should have mentioned that actually thinking about it because the people that we have as part of that business are amazing. It's a home party business, so we have consultants across the country, and every year we get together in Atlanta, and we were just down there, and just again, those are one of those moments. I should have even talked about this, but like when you meet people and together as partners, because we consider our consultants partners in that business, in the bedroom candy business and brand, it's just amazing, to be able to meet these wonderful people and hopefully have an impact on each other's lives. Many of them have been with us for so many years now, and when we get together, somebody when we were in Atlanta a couple of weekends ago said it was like a class reunion. It's like getting together again. So it's a pretty cool space and community, and I'm blessed to be a part of it.
Wow. Well, for you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. It truly has. It has. And thank you for just being so open and allowing me to be in your space.
Mhm. I've enjoyed it. I don't know why. I think you could probably have asked me like 30 other questions. I'd be like, "Oh boy, why did I answer that?" No. It's been great. And hopefully I get to meet you in person one day
Yes.
soon. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. We're gonna say that. That's gonna happen. We're gonna say that. But
There we
again,
go.
thank you, thank you, thank you. You all, please make sure you guys go check out their website at lovelife.com as well as OhMiBod. And remember, if you put in Ask Naomi as a code word, you get 20% off, and you better hurry up. I see you ladies on there, and you heard about the penis ring. Go get that, guys. Go get that. Don't be scared. Go get that. Go get that. Again, well, thank you, and we will
Thank
talk
you.
soon.
Have a
All right.
beautiful evening.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, it's your girl, the goddess Nami Banks here on Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. Her energy and her spirit was just so delightful.
Yes, it
You
was.
can even see it through the pictures.
Yes, you
You
can.
know, you can see it through the pictures. Don't forget, guys. With the code axnaomi.com. Also, listen, y'all, we're doing a giveaway, and I forgot to do the audio video for it, but we are doing a race to 10K, followers on Instagram. And so if you haven't followed us on Instagram right now, go follow. Tag two friends, put your name in, sign it, send it over to us, and there will be a drawing on October 12th. October 12th. October 12th. It ends on October 10th. We're trying to get it up to 10,000 followers. Yeah. And literally, we like 80 people away from it. Like, really. Like, really.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. I got a lot of things that's going on. Some great things. Like I said earlier, that we're ending this month for the Falling in Love, the 30-day challenge, Falling in Love, self-love challenge. But also, if you guys had missed it, you guys can come right back here. And I'm talking to my live streamers right now. You come right back here on Naomi's World, and I have a whole series of it that we put in up daily. It will be a daily video giving you some tips and some ideas on how to practice self-love. Truly, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to any of the podcasts, please subscribe. We have some great shows just across the board on the guests that we have. We're not just one trick ponies here. We talk about any and everything here. This is where I give this a safe space, because I want people just to know you beyond on what you do. I want people to know of who you are. You got any last minute words?
You said it so
Well, thank you. Why, thank you. All right, y'all see my earrings? I meant to tell y'all, I made these like probably about an hour before.
So.
Yeah, about an hour before the show. I made it. I like them. They're so cute, aren't they? Aren't they? All right, y'all. As I always say, be good to one another and yourselves, and always keep it sexy. I will see you next week. Remember, like, subscribe, share, put on your notifications.
Hey, it's the goddess Naomi Banks, and I hope you enjoyed that last episode of Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap. And if you did, please like, subscribe, press that notification button, as well as comment. I'll see you next week. Keep it sexy.
Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap. This is where we talk about love, sex, relationships, cultural differences, and so much more.